The purpose of this training video is to show any health professional something that is extremely simple and absolutely profound. And that is how we can match a therapeutic substance to a person to get the best outcome. I'm going to begin with I'm going to try and keep it maybe 40 or 45 minutes, doing excerpts from talking about this book that was published in 2014, The Floral Hand of God, Secret Healing Codes of Flowers Revealed. For your purpose and for the purpose of the viewers of the video, I want to take a few pages and have you write down these pages. So I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 page numbers. And absolutely tonight, go home and read those. Okay, don't let it wait another day or a week, because this is profound stuff. I was able to publish some material that's never been published before with the help of Dr. William Tiller, a preeminent senior scientist who was at Stanford University for over 30 years. And he is, in my opinion, the world's best person to have as a science advisor, because not only is he a preeminent physicist, but he's been he has had the lifelong pursuit of the study of the evolution of consciousness. He's been a deep, deep level meditator for his whole adult life. On page 45 begins an important chapter called New Forms of Thought Transformation and How Flowers Can Initiate It. And it's just a good background understanding. I mentioned Dr. Lipton's work and Psyche and something else similar, bioenergetic synchronization. Dr. Rose does BEST technique. He finds it very powerful. I do as well. These are hands-on techniques. You can also talk about shamanic practices, which, by the way, if you're good at that, takes several years to learn. So I'm going to keep pointing this out. There are ways of doing what we're going to do today. They are very difficult to do. They take extraordinarily skilled and specialized people to do them, and you don't see it very often. We can take, especially our 5, if we use our 5 combination essences. If you don't learn anything else today, learn how to use these 5 essences. You can screen them in literally a minute, and you can change a person's life permanently. The book talks about the science of why that's not an extravagant claim. Change their life permanently. So one of our big problems in therapy, and I deal with a lot of chronic illnesses, and if anybody that does good adjusting, we can get a profound change when we make a proper adjustment on the body, but then George Goodheart made that famous statement, how long does it last? How long does it last? Does it last a day or a week or a month? Every once in a while, if there's under the proper celestial configuration, if we do something right, we see a miracle. Right? Hasn't everybody seen a miracle at some point in their practice? Pretty much. I'm looking at all the heads here. Yeah. But how often do we see it? I see it every day because I can duplicate it. I see stuff that's crazy that happens every day because these flowers initiate changes in the multidimensional universe. Okay, what does that mean? All right, so we're going to start talking about what that means. Page 45 is a good introduction. Page 133 is the beginning of a chapter called Changing the Address of Our Quantum Mind. The reason that these things are so powerful is that they are acting in other dimensions. And there's one of the chapters in here deals with Bill Tiller's, Dr. William Tiller's model. It took him his whole life to come up with this based on extensive study and extensive physical scientific experimentation showing that there is a multidimensional universe and corroborating ancient beliefs from thousands of years that we have these other dimensions. They're called the astral levels or the etheric realm, or there's all these names that are given to the various parts of the universe that are real that we can't see. So Dr. Tiller developed a brilliant way to measure what we can't see. The man that wrote a lovely review, which I respect him, he's also a co-colleague and a good friend of Bill Tiller, is Norm Shealy. I call Norm Shealy the grandfather of, he's now in his 80s as well, the grandfather of mind-body medicine. Still alert, sharp, renewing his practice once again in Springfield, Missouri, starting anew. He's done that many times, but now he's starting over again, just kind of coming back with more energy. But he wrote a beautiful thing. The floral hand of God represents the most important advance in flower remedies since their inception in modern times, perhaps the most scientifically validated homeopathic type approach ever disclosed. And that's a powerful set of words, so I hope that we can show that that's true. This is redefining flower essences. The tradition started by Dr. Edward Bach is wonderful. It went around the world, and because of his spiritual impulse, he was a great spiritual being, it left a mark. The products that were made from those flowers that were gathered in the 1920s and 30s, we have got stuff that is way more powerful and much more relevant now. So I'm deeply and forever indebted to Dr. Bach for his work, but don't confuse this with Bach flowers or any other forms of flowers. This is an entirely different, new way of using quantized frequencies from flowers to potentiate huge change in the space-time framework of our real world, but also to change the other dimensions. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Changing the address of our quantum mind is an important introduction.